Hey everyone, my name is Amanda and I am a professional makeup artist and I also teach women how to do their makeup online. I work with makeup artists of all different skill levels and I also just work with women who want to better their skills. But a very common question that I get asked all the time is, Amanda, how do I make my makeup last all day long? And this video is here to teach you just that. Throughout my career, I've honestly learned a ton of little tips and tricks that seem small, but they really make a huge difference in the wear time of your makeup. So if you want to know how to create a flawless base that lasts all day long, keep watching. But if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so obviously we need to start with skincare. Skin prep is so key when it comes to your makeup lasting throughout the day. A common mistake though that I see a lot of people doing is using too much skincare. You really don't want your makeup slipping and sliding around because you applied too much skincare. So we're gonna avoid that. I'm gonna show you exactly what I do when I need my makeup to last a very long time. So instead of using a heavy moisturizer, I actually like to go in with a serum, and I love this one from Caudalie. This is their Complexion Enhancing Radiance Serum. I love this one because it's quite thin, but it also really does enhance your skin and gives it a beautiful glow and boost. It wears beautifully under makeup, and it doesn't make your skin too slippery or greasy looking where your makeup will just melt off throughout the day. So I love to apply just a thin layer of this to my skin. I really massage it in to make sure all the product is absorbed nicely. Don't forget to hydrate your under eyes as well. I'm going in with this eye cream by Valmont. This is their Detox Eye Cream, and this is a beautiful eye cream. It's got kind of a whipped texture, and I just apply a very thin layer of that underneath my eyes to make sure that area is hydrated as well. So after your skincare has been applied, the feeling that you're gonna wanna look for is not a slippery, heavy, moisturized feeling because there's more chances of your makeup pilling and sliding off if it feels like that. For me, I want my skin to feel, yes, hydrated, obviously, but I want there to be a little bit of a grip to the skin versus a slip, if that makes sense. I definitely feel that little bit of stick and grip using this serum, but I'm gonna go in and add a primer as well. And I'm just gonna be using the Cult Classic Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This is a really good primer if you want a nice, thin primer that's gonna make your makeup last all day long. This is a super sticky and grippy primer, so your makeup really adheres to it well. I don't always go for a primer, but when I'm going for a very long wear makeup look, I will selectively apply this primer in the areas that tend to wear off first. So for me, that is on my cheeks, on my forehead, T-zone, a little bit on my nose, as well as around my mouth. Okay, so now that that primer has dried down, it definitely has more of that stick, and makeup's gonna stick to it, like I said before, but I do just wanna mention, before you go in with your base, it is so important to make sure your skincare and your primer and things like that have all dried down, set into your skin. Give it a minute or two. You don't need to wait anything crazy. A common mistake I see people make is going straight in with your complexion products before you really allow those base products like your moisturizer, your primer to really take a second to settle into the skin, to set down completely. This is gonna really prevent pilling, separation, and just overall uneven, patchy makeup. Trust me on that one. If you watch my channel, I know I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but the next tip I have for you is to work in thin layers, okay? You do not want to go in with too much product. That is not gonna last all day. It's gonna be too heavy. Thin layers is the way to go, and let me show you why. When it comes to long wearing makeup, I like to go somewhere between a very matte finish and a very dewy finish. I like a satin skin-like finish. For foundation, I'm going to use this absolutely beautiful foundation by Chantecaille. This is their Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation, and I use the shade Aura. This foundation looks like skin. It has a light to medium coverage, but it lasts all day long. It wears beautifully on the face. I love a foundation that just melts right into the skin and looks natural yet perfected, and that is exactly what this is. It's very quickly become one of my top favorite foundations. But as you can see, I'm just applying it in a very thin layer and only building up in areas where I feel like it's necessary. So immediately you can tell just how thinly I applied that foundation. almost to the point where some of my imperfections are still peeking through, but that is intentional. So trust the process. It doesn't need to look perfect at this point, but it does need to sit nicely on the skin. And as you can see, that base we applied beforehand has done a wonderful job of just allowing the makeup to apply smoothly over top. No major texture is really showing through. My skin still looks hydrated and moisturized, but that foundation is not going anywhere. We're keeping that same principle of working in thin layers throughout this base makeup tutorial, but the next tip I want to give you is to apply creams first and then powders second. So let's apply the creams right now. I'm going in with my beloved Say Sun Melt Cream Bronzer in the shade Fair Bronze, and I'm just applying a thin layer of this in areas that I think need a little bit of warmth and a little bit of definition. For me, I love applying this on my forehead and a little bit in my cheekbones as well. I like to turn my brush around. This is the Refi brush, by the way. I'm going to link it in the description below. I love this for cream products, but I'm using the Duo Fiber end to just kind of airbrush everything out after I've applied it with that more blunt and dense side of the brush. For blush, I'm going in with this one by Hourglass. This is their Vanish blush stick in the shade Devoted. This cream blush is gorgeous. It applies very smooth and creamy. However, it sets down really nicely and I find it stays in place all day long, even if I don't set it with powder. Plus, I really just love this color, especially for fair skin tones. It really is that perfect light peachy blush. To finish off the cream portion of this tutorial, I'm going in with concealer, and I like to go in with concealer last because I feel like it just kind of cleans up the look a little bit. So if I apply my blush a little bit high or my contour a little bit low, I can go in with concealer right at the very end to sharpen up and just clean up those areas. I'm using the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer in the shade 3.75, and again, sticking to the working in thin layers method, just applying a tiny bit of concealer only where needed and blending that out using a damp beauty sponge. All right, so the base is looking pretty good. There is actually one final step I want to take you guys through. So my skin is thankfully pretty clear right now. It isn't always, but I do have a solution for if you do still have a little bit of imperfections showing through and you really want this look to be flawless, I've got the thing for you. So specifically this concealer, the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, is phenomenal for spot concealing. I call it my little magic eraser. So there are a few little spots still on my face that I would like to be a little bit more covered up. I've got a couple little spots on my nose. I have a little acne scar on my forehead that I'm trying to heal and remove. When you want to achieve that flawless look but still have your makeup last all day long, it is really important to just spot conceal instead of going in heavy all over the place. It's going to look more natural too, which is a bonus, but it also just prevents your makeup from getting too heavy, if you know what I mean. The more creams you use, the more powder you have to use to set them down, and then overall the more product you have on your face, the more likely it is to move and smudge and slide around. We just want to avoid that, obviously. Okay, but seriously, watch this. I have the tiniest little bit of that concealer on my brush, and I really don't have any major blemishes. I don't even know if you can tell that I have these little marks on camera, but I'm just gonna pop that concealer on and then just tap it out with my finger, and that blemish is gone. A little one right here. And you really only need the tiniest little bit of product. And again, it's pretty undetectable on camera, but I do have a little scar that's peeking through right here. I'm gonna put that concealer there and tap it out in the exact same way, just for a little bit of coverage. This works really good on active breakouts as well. Very high coverage, but not heavy. And it actually is quite long wearing, I find. Once you've concealed all those little imperfections that were peeking through, we're going to move on to my next really important tip that I have to make your makeup last all day, and that is to use setting spray between layers. And I'll kind of explain what I mean by this. We have basically applied all of our cream products, and so I really want to apply that setting spray. It's going to melt all those layers of cream together, and it's also going to really extend the wear of the makeup. Trust me, I notice a huge difference in wear time when I do this one little simple thing. My personal favorite setting spray to use is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This one is the product that gives me the most noticeable difference in wear time, but you can use any setting spray really. So since all those creams are applied, I'm just going to take that setting spray. So I'm applying a pretty generous amount and then going in with my beauty blender and just patting that setting spray in so gently. So now that our creams are locked in, we're gonna move on to powders. Remember what I said? Creams first, powders second. I still want the bronzer to look really natural, so I'm using a powder bronzer shade that's pretty similar to the cream bronzer that I applied. Not too dark, just a couple shades darker than my skin tone. I love using this one by NARS. This is the Laguna bronzing powder in the shade 00. Really beautiful bronzer for fair skin tones. I highly recommend this one. Super easy to use. I just pick up a little on a fluffy brush and just dust that right over those areas I applied cream bronzer. Think about powdering creams this way. So when you apply a powder on top of a cream product, it's really going to neutralize any of that oil that is typically found in creams, and it just stops it from slipping around. It almost like cements your makeup into place, if that makes sense. Powdering your creams is definitely an essential step to creating a flawless base that lasts all day long. And we're obviously going to do the same thing with blush. I'm using this beautiful palette from Hourglass. This is their Ambient Lighting Unlocked palette. I'm just gonna mix these two blush shades together. And again, just tapping it right on top of that cream product. And we can't forget concealer as well. We gotta set that with powder. And my all-time favorite under eye setting powder is this Laura Mercier Secret Under Eye Brightening Powder. Let me tell you, this stuff makes your concealer last all day, all night. I've never experienced anything like it. It's so good. It's so finely milled, lays beautiful underneath the eye, and gives a beautiful brightening effect. Ugh, this is just such an underrated product. I am obsessed with it. I'm almost out of it, but I have a backup on hand already. I just buy it from Sephora. It is so good. Highly recommend it. I like to use a powder puff to set my under eye area because I feel like it does such a better job of evenly coating the area with powder. It's really never patchy when I use a powder puff. When it comes to setting the rest of the face, it depends what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm in more of a matte mood, I'll go with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Powder. But if I want a little bit more of a natural satin finish to the skin, I'll go with my Hourglass Setting Powder. And I think that's what I'm gonna use today. I'm just using that same palette and picking up the setting powder here and just very lightly dusting that all over the face where I haven't set with powder yet. And as you can see, I still have that beautiful, natural, soft radiance showing through my skin. It's not too matte or heavy looking, but trust me, this lasts so long. I've really just nailed all the little secret tips and tricks that make a huge difference. And remember what I said, we're gonna set between layers. So again, I have my setting spray. I'm gonna go in with a little bit less this time, and I'm gonna hold it a little bit further from my face. But I do still just want a little bit of setting spray to lock it in. And that is it. That is how you get a flawless base that lasts you all day long. Please give these tricks a try and let me know what you thought of them down in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and also hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.